Let's do this. All right, first and foremost, AoE will now be considered a multi-hit attack. So things that are flat will no longer get those benefits. Most notably, Earwing getting the plus 10 for a total of plus 30 bonus damage from the Bug Charm. Plus 10 was plus 30. So AoE cards will now require that equipped charms be for multi-hit attack instead of non-multi-hit. Effects that specifically apply to a single attack and AoE, Rage, Bubble Feather will still apply for both attack types. Now, there's been an update to damage reduction. So damage reduction coming from all sources will now stack together correctly instead of them being multiplicative. So instead of 25 and 25, so 25% reduced and then 25% reduced, it adds those together for a total of 50% reduced, so it's additive. So the cap on damage reduction stack will be 35%. That's Pangolin Scales with Gecko. And that's the most that you could get as of right now. Now, Blood Moon is no longer affected by damage reduction. Mic drop. See ya, Gecko teams. Get out of there. Bye. There's been quite a few card changes. Let's get into it. All right, so Biden now has retained. Not quite the buff that I wanted, but welcome to buff indeed. That way you can save it. If you draw it, you don't need it right away. You can just hold on to it for the rest of the game if you want. Garish Worm. I actually said this in one of my videos that I was really irritated that Garish Worm doesn't automatically give a poison stack or two. Now it does. It applies 2 poison and then adds 2 more poison per attack card played this turn. I like this improvement. Thorny Caterpillar, small buff, 100 to 105. Tassel from 10 HP to 20 HP. I actually have a Theorycraft on Tassel. Check this one out. Are you ready for this one? Tassel, Cucumber Slice, Bone Sail, or Pumpkin Tree. And then you run stuff like Puppy. Quite the healing on that team. I'm sad that Puppy wasn't on this list, but let's get back into it. So, Sandal, tiny tweak from 100 to 105. Koi is also getting 5 bonus damage from 105 to 110. Sea Slug from 110 to 120. This card is already one of my favorite cards, but now one thing you'll notice once we get to the end of this list, they did not nerf poison at all. Poison is gonna be a big problem. So Sea Slug and Mint that gives you the cleanser, those might be more useful than they previously were. One change to Innocent Lamb actually suggested this, taking it from 1 energy down to 0 and taking away innate and giving it the same effect as the other cards of the same likeness. You can search for a beast card. Now it's any of that Axie's skill cards. It should just be any skill card. So I think that one might get 1 additional change. Probably not before tomorrow. That's a deserving change. Now Zen, one of the worst cards, wasn't on my list because I think this is a sleeper. I think a backliner, you have a couple frontliners with like taunts. You run like Cattail or Chemical Warfare and just make them never attack your backline, and you're getting free energy through Zen. So there was a bug where sometimes the meditate would last for 4 turns instead of just 2, which was making the card absolutely unplayable. So that makes a lot of sense. Shiba, huge buff to Shiba. I'm so happy for this one. I have a build that I'm working on and it relies very heavily around Shiba. So I'm ecstatic for this. If you run like Risky Beast, so you can put the death mark on yourself and then get yourself in the Shiba trigger range without actually taking any hits. Oh, it's gonna be beautiful. Bonus 8 damage to your team, basically, because people forget. 4 rage is 8 bonus attack to all their hits, not just their regular single target attacks, all their hits. Cuckoo, big buff to Cuckoo. Used to be the target's non-multi-hit attack deal 50 bonus, but now it says the target's next single attack this turn deal 65 bonus damage. Big increase there. Probably usable. Before, not usable. It might fall in the realm of usable. This next section is what really has me excited because I actually bought this team because I had a strong feeling that one of 2 things was going to be very strong. Leafy and Scaly Spear. So Scaly Spears, all of them have been changed to where when they are played, all cards of that type, now that covers spears, that covers bamboo, and that covers trunk. They all fall in that category. Anytime you use any of them, increases all of them by 6 damage. Very, very intriguing. Next up, Carrot. Now, Carrot's been dominating the leaderboard, and I think it's very abusive. And now they've added banished a carrot. Get out of here with that carrot junk, man.
Bye.
It's so frustrating when you're like, oh, I think you can win this. Unless our opponent plays a carrot, and then they play a carrot, puts you in shoal star range, and then your guy gets knocked out. It's so tilting. Huge changes to Merry Legion and Red Ear. Merry Legion now has, if initial, shield the whole team for 50% of the base stat. This would give 120 shielding for 1 energy. I think that's pretty good. Now Merry would give 40 shielding on all your allies. This would be very good against the AoE team. Sponge, little bit of a tweak to Sponge. It says target ally next turn, apply 5 damage boost to this ally if their shield is broken. And now it's reduced down to 3 damage boost. But it's to other allies. So it's like, it's a buff, but it's also a nerf. If you break the shield, it gives the other ones the damage boost, which is like kind of cool. So you're getting more benefit. Very weird. Pupae, haven't seen this card get played at all. Okay, so now it says target ally next turn. If the target is attacked, all other allies gain 1 damage boost. So it, instead of giving itself 2, it gives all others 1. Yeah, it's kind of a weird change. This one, kind of a big deal. So Grandma's Fan used to be 15 damage, and they are buffing it by 5 damage, which seems kind of like, what? They're not changing the duration of vulnerability, but they are taking away innate. Big change, big change. Other significant changes, Bloodlust. Now it interacts with multi-hit and AoE. So Energy Guru used to be 8 damage per energy to all enemies. Now it's 6. It was very strong. Use 3 bird. Now you've done 24 damage, which is enough to kill Mavises. Yeah, it's a big change to the bird there. Hardy Warrior used to say non-multi-hit attacks deal damage equal to 5% of the remaining HP. Multi-hit attacks deal bonus damage equal to 3%. Now it says single attacks deal bonus damage of 5%. AoE and multi-hit deal a bonus 3%. That no longer applies to AoE. AoE and multi-hit only get the 3%. Miracle Leaf used to start with 3, consume 1, deal 15 bonus damage. Now it's start with 3, single attacks consume 1 to do 15 bonus. AoEs consume 1 and deal 6 bonus damage. So they rolled that AoE or multi-hit back. Sturdy Fighter, now it's 25% of the current shield and deals bonus damage equal to twice that amount. Not as easy to achieve giant numbers with that. Dominant Predator, deal 20% damage against bleeding enemies and take 10% less damage from bleeding. Single attacks apply bleed for 2 turns if the target doesn't have bleed. And this Axie's HP is above 75%. Deal 20% more damage against and take 10% less damage from. So big buff here, right? So now Dominant Predator can apply bleed. Any attack that it uses. That's killer. Heaven Echo, which I haven't seen at all. Your allies gain 1 damage boost whenever they attack. Your allies gain 8 shield whenever this actually uses a skill. They buff this nearly double. Now it gets 1 damage boost whenever it attacks, and your allies gain 15 shield whenever this Axie uses a skill. Pumpkin, Bone Sail, Nemo, Rosebud, Mint, stuff like that. Curse Ritual. Now it says this attack deal bonus damage per curse card in your deck. Single attacks deal 5 bonus damage per card, bonus at 15. AoE deal 2 bonus damage per card, capped at 6. Yeah, so a little bit of a change. Really what they're doing is they're nerfing AoE and multi-hits when it comes to flat numbers, right? So the last change, Wicked Ward, gain 15 shield whenever you play a curse card. Now it also counts Gravel Ant and Snail Shell as a curse card, because those technically are, but they have stipulations attached to them. They're a more difficult curse card to use. So what has you most excited? For me, it's that my team did not get the nerf, which means I am continuing to play what I'm playing now. I was playing this like team with like all banish cards. So like 2 frontliners with all banish cards, like Nemo and Tana, the other Nemo, Goda. Just like get rid of all your cards, so all you had to play was baby cards, but it was not working. I am excited for the changes on Skelly Spear, because I did pick up a Skelly Spear team. My team, Leafy, is still going to dominate. So I am super excited about this upcoming season. What do you think? What should have been changed and wasn't? What was changed that they should have just left alone? Do you think they were in the right to remove innate from? Do you think they were in the right to remove innate from Grandma's fan? I think so. It just means that people might be looking to put innate on it. Thanks for watching. Hit the like and subscribe button. Click up there if you want a sneak peek at the Leafy team that I am playing. Anyways, good luck in your matches. Bye. The day has come. Repent, and you shall be saved.